Hello, third grade, and welcome to our reading skill for today. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to be looking at perspective and point of view. Today, we'll be looking a little bit at each of them, and during the week, we will be identifying point of view and perspective in different writings. So, point of view is the point of view of the vantage point from which a story is told. The actions and events of a story are told by a character or outside observer. It focuses, and this is what I want you to remember, on the who. When we are talking about point of view, we're talking about the who. Point of view is the who. Now, perspective is a narrator's attitude or belief about an event, person, or place based on their own personal experiences. Focus on the how the story is told. So the perspective is how, the point of view is who. So let's look a little bit deeper into the point of view. We're going to be looking at 2 points of view today. When you think about point of view, I want you to think about who is wearing the glasses in the story. It is the way in which the author allows you to see and hear the text. So let's look at an example of a type of point of view. First person, a character tells the story. So that's like if I had a character right here named Julie, and she was telling a story about a time her and her dog went on a trip. She would use words like I and we and me. That would show that it is first person. It is coming from her. Now, the second kind of point of view we'll look at today is called third person, and that is when a narrator or outsider tells the story. So if I were to tell a story about her and her dog, I would use words like her, she, them, but I would never use I or me because it is in the narrator's perspective. I'm taking a zoom out and looking at the characters. Let's go ahead and head to your class kick and we'll fill out different parts of first person and third person. Let's first identify what is point of view. Point of view is the way in which an author allows you to see and understand the text. Go ahead and fill in see. And understand. Now let's first look at this first column right here for first person. Remember, first person is coming from the character. It is the point of view of the character. From the character's point of view. Some clue words that we would see would be words like I, me, and we. Go ahead and fill those out now. Pause the video if you need more time. Now there's some advantages to the characters telling the story. They can say how they think and feel. So let's think about our friend Julie again and how she feels about her dog. She can say, my dog has been my best friend and I love him so much. That's things that we wouldn't be able to see with our eyes, but the character could tell us in first person. So the character can tell their thoughts and feelings. Pause the video and write that out. But there is a disadvantage. Although they can tell their thoughts and feelings, they can't tell other characters' thoughts and feelings. So there's some advantages and disadvantages to passages in first person. Pause the video if you need to catch up. And we're going to move on to third person. Now, like we looked at previously, third person is when we zoom out and we are taking a look at the story from the author's or the narrator's perspective. So the narrator knows the thoughts of Julie, and he or she knows the thoughts of the dog and everyone else that's around them, so they can add that into the writing. So what is third person? It is from the narrator's point of view. Third person is from the narrator's point of view. Some clue words we might see is he or she or they. You will never see I, me, or we when they are in third person. So we just talked about some advantages is that they know the thoughts and feelings of all characters. Pause the video so you can write that out. They know the thoughts and feelings of all characters. The disadvantage is that it can focus on many characters, which can sometimes be difficult. Again, pause the video and make sure you have your notes filled in. Now for this bottom part, we will be looking at perspective. So we looked at two kinds of points of view. The who, points of view is the who, points of view is a who. And now we'll be looking at perspective. As we know, perspective is the way a person will see something, or someone sees something. Perspective is different for each person. Type in different. Now that means that we might have a different perspective on the same topic. So let's think about a book we've read recently. Let's think about Flora and Ulysses and imagine the story being retold by a different character. So let's say instead of it being told from more of Flora's perspective, it was told from her mother's perspective. Would the bad character in the story suddenly become the good character? Remember, the nemesis was her mom, so probably she would become the good character. Would the good character in the story suddenly become bad? Well, Flora's mom might think that Flora doesn't do everything she should, so maybe Flora would become the bad character. Would you better understand the actions of another character? We'd probably know why her mom would think and feel different things. Would your opinions about characters or events in the book change? Think about Flora's mom's lamp. We'd probably end up liking the lamp a lot more than Flora did. Would you see new things you didn't see before? You'd probably see more about her writing, what she was writing and why she was writing it. So perspective is the how, and the point of view is the who. Who's telling the story? Is it I, me, we? Then it's in first person. Is it he, she, they? Then it's third person, coming from the narrator's point of view. How is the story told is the perspective. So how does the author think and feel about other characters? How does the author describe their opinion in the book? We'll keep looking at perspective and point of view in following lessons. Make sure you have this all filled out and you can move on to the next activity for today.